Coronation Street offered a glimmer of optimism for Todd Grimshaw in tonight's episode despite the harrowing domestic abuse plot unfolding as Theo Silverton tightened his grip. Had he finally driven Todd beyond his limits? Previously, Todd found himself even more ensnared in the toxic relationship when Theo destroyed his bank cards, leaving him financially reliant on him. Reduced to a paltry £10 a week, Todd struggled to make it last. While Theo was out of town, the situation failed to improve once Theo came back from Doncaster. As he instantly started criticizing Todd's diet, he pressured his partner into punishing workouts, all the while mocking his appearance. In this evening's 13th of February installment, Theo's cruel remarks echoed in Todd's mind as he embarked on yet another grueling jog. After overexerting himself to the brink of collapse, he ultimately crumpled onto the pavement. Luckily, his employer, George Shuttleworth, and colleague Christina Boyd witnessed him fall and rushed him back to the funeral parlor to recuperate. While cleaning and assessing his wounds, George voiced his worries about Todd's relentless fitness regime. Although Todd maintained that he was perfectly all right, the severity of his condition became clear when Christina carefully slipped off his trainers. Both were horrified to see his blistered, blood-stained feet. "I only need to soak them. Nothing clears throat more," Todd insisted. But George advised him to pause his running routine before causing lasting damage. After some reluctance, Todd conceded that he would slow down for a few days. Todd's dreams of breaking free were cruelly shattered last month when his trusted friend Billy Mayhew passed away. Yet, with George and Christina now clearly concerned for him, might he soon open up about his ordeal? Or could they uncover the truth without his confession? Coronation Street delivered a shocking twist on ITVX as a stunning arrest shook Weatherfield after the victim finally broke his silence. Daniel's mind was clearly working overtime. Viewers tuning into Friday's ITVX early drop February 13th were left open-mouthed when DC Kit Green stepped in to make a dramatic arrest during the episode's final scenes. After weeks filled with doubt and underlying tension, Daniel Osborne started piecing together what truly happened on the night he was assaulted. And the culprit wasn't who everyone had assumed. Daniel went into his restorative justice session expecting to confront his supposed attacker, Colin. However, as their discussion unfolded, he soon sensed inconsistencies. Colin disclosed that he had a medical issue that left him with a limp, while Daniel was adamant that the person who struck him had sprinted away. Even though Colin maintained his guilt, Daniel grew convinced that the case against him had been fabricated. Colin eventually confessed that he'd admitted to the crime simply to secure a warm place to stay, prioritizing shelter over honesty. Later, while at the pub, Daniel overheard a conversation that sent his thoughts racing. He caught Eva scolding her son Will about his bad temper. And suddenly, everything began to make sense. Opening up to his partner Megan, Daniel revealed his suspicion that Will had attacked him at Christmas, possibly motivated by an ill-judged infatuation with her. Megan tried to dismiss the suggestion, but her discomfort was hard to ignore. Eager to uncover the truth, Daniel approached Will and pressed him about his alleged feelings for Miss Walsh. Will rejected the idea of having a crush on his fitness instructor, though he took a swipe by claiming Megan deserved far better than Daniel. At that point, Daniel became convinced that Will had been attempting to sabotage his relationship, and his doubts solidified into certainty. It wasn't long before DC Kit Green arrived at the Rovers to take action. With Eva, Susie, and a shocked Megan watching on, Kit placed Will under arrest. When Will tried to flee, Kit restrained him against the wall as his loved ones stood by powerless. Meanwhile, Megan was thrown into panic, fearing that once at the police station, Will might expose their secret affair. But is Will truly facing prison time for Daniel's Christmas assault? And could Maggie, who assisted him in covering up his involvement, soon be pulled into the chaos as the truth inches ever closer to being revealed? Coronation Street viewers will notice a returning character next week as the program launches a huge murder storyline. In the episode scheduled for Monday, February 16th, audiences will be transported forward in time when the ITV drama introduces its very first flash-forward sequences. Alongside the current-day action, a police interview involving Betsy Swain will be shown, later revealed to be set in April. Betsy will face questioning after discovering a dead body. and longtime fans might recognize the detective leading the case. The officer heading the inquiry is DCWY, portrayed by Ashley Campbell, who hasn't appeared on the cobbles for 3 years. He originally joined the series in 2021 as part of the team looking into the brutal assault on Seb Franklin and Nina Lucas, played by Molly Gallagher. During that investigation, he was responsible for arresting and interrogating Kelly Nelland over her involvement in the hate crime. Later the same year, he interviewed Craig Tinker after allegations of racial profiling were made against another officer. The complaint arose when James Bailey was hurt after being stopped by police while test driving a sports car with his brother, Michael. Although Craig initially defended his colleague, he later reconsidered and amended his statement when the case was reopened. DCWY returned in 2022 to probe the fatal crash that claimed the life of Imran Khabib, taking charge of questioning Kevin Webster, who was suspected of interfering with the vehicle's brakes. His most recent appearance came in 2023 during the plotline in which Max Turner became involved with a far-right extremist group. At that time, WY interrogated Max after a bomb planted by a gang member left Aaliyah Nasir injured, suspecting Max had prior knowledge due to filming propaganda clips for them. When DCWY makes his comeback next week, he'll undoubtedly be facing a demanding investigation. By the conclusion of Monday's installment, there will be 5 possible murder victims, though the identity of the body discovered by Betsy won't be revealed until the timeline reaches April. The narrative will ultimately unfold into a classic whodunit, meaning WY is likely to question many more residents of Weatherfield. Producer Kate Brooks previously hinted that the upcoming arc would be gripping and suspense-filled as the show moves into spring and early summer. She explained that the storyline would encompass a vast number of characters with nearly the entire community affected by its dramatic twists and revelations. Brooks also admitted the plot has been complicated and layered to craft, but described the experience as both challenging and thrilling. Coronation Street has launched a troubling new chapter for Sam Blakeman as he begins to spiral under the weight of Megan Walsh's manipulation. Recent episodes of the ITV drama have shown Sam taking increasingly drastic steps after Megan deliberately undermined his confidence about managing his schoolwork. Her actions form part of a wider strategy to tighten her grip on him, especially since Sam is the only person who has realized she has been grooming Will Driscoll. In today's installment, Megan once again diverted suspicion from her partner, Daniel Osborne, when he spotted her talking to Will. The teenager had purchased a rugby shirt for their unborn child, and Megan swiftly hid it in her bag before Daniel noticed. Later, while at the cafe, Daniel questioned her about the exchange, but Megan brushed it off as nothing more than typical teenage boy behavior. Daniel offered to speak directly to his student. Yet, Megan insisted she could handle the situation herself. Shortly afterwards, Sam approached their table to greet them. Although Daniel observed that the interaction seemed entirely polite, Megan quickly claimed Sam's friendliness felt staged and insincere. Megan's attempt to damage Sam's standing as a model pupil is set to continue, with producer Kate Brooks revealing that the storyline will have a deeply harmful effect on his mental health. Brooks explained that Sam may begin to sense that something isn't right, prompting viewers to see just how far Megan is prepared to go to silence and manipulate him. Consequences that will severely affect his well-being. The soap has developed the grooming storyline involving Will and Megan in collaboration with Barnardo's, with guidance and resources available through the charity's official website. Coronation Street airs on ITV1 on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. and is also available to stream on ITVX.